Without much ado, let us take the national pledge. TM Clem, please, can you kindly display that on the screen for everyone to see? Thank you.
The host needs to enable me. I'm unable to share my screen.
Okay.
Try now. Try now.
So, at the count of 3, let's all read the national pledge. 1, 2, 3, the national pledge. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory. So help me God. So let us take the Toastmasters promise. On this, okay. Moving on to the Toastmasters promise template. We've taken the national pledge. The Toastmasters promise, please. Kindly display that.
Yeah, I still can't share my screen. I don't know who's sharing now. But
okay, I will stop sharing. I'll stop sharing. I thought I was helping.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's okay.
No, that's okay. I did.
You have the floor.
Sorry, I thought it was Tim Clem that was sharing.
You can share. You can share. Stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Thank you. So we'll be taking the Toastmasters promise now. So by the count of 3, let's all read that together. 1, 2, 3, the Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmaster International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my abilities, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to the club meetings so that they can see the benefits Toastmaster membership offers, to adhere to guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters' core value of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. Thank you very kindly. For the purpose of our engagement today, there are some rules that will be governing our engagement. Firstly, I would encourage everyone to share their video if possible to optimize our engagement in our meeting today. And also we should stay muted when we are not speaking to avoid distraction from our background. Also, we should refrain from political and religious discussions. Thank you. And use emojis to communicate. Thank you. Now I'll be moving on to the president remark. Today, Toastmaster Clementina will be representing the president. Kindly bring up Toastmaster Clementina's bio. Toastmaster Clementina Atabo is our ever supportive member. She goes above and beyond to support us here at LEARNTOR Toastmasters and a wider Toastmasters community. She's a seasoned sales and marketing expert with a renowned FMGC company. She currently serves as the club vice president education. Her primary focus is to establish meaningful connections, live happy and share happiness. And her favorite quote is, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all," by Ellen Keeler. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Toastmaster Clementina. Over to you.
Jolly good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me and you can also see me.
Good afternoon.
Yes, we can hear and see you.
Fantastic. Jolly good afternoon, everyone. I need the energy level in this room to rise. Jolly good afternoon. The response.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to our meeting today. I'm thrilled to have you all here. It's another opportunity to engage, to learn, and also to grow together. And the theme for our today's meeting is health is our greatest wealth. Somebody repeat after me. Say, health is our greatest wealth.
Health is our greatest wealth.
Yeah, and I believe that this theme, the theme of this meeting, really resonates very strongly because it helps us to remember to take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and in all spheres. And really, already, just like yesterday when we said Happy New Year to each other, we're already in May, and we're heading very close to the first half of the year, to ending the first half of the year. We have like a few more days, say a little bit above a month to end the first half of the year. And one thing that really happens during this period is that you begin to find out that people are beginning to burn out. People are beginning to get tired. People are beginning to be exhausted. And in fact, I was on a call with 3 or 2 beautiful ladies just before this meeting, and we were just sharing how strengthened, if I try to be positive, we all feel, with all the happenings that has been going on around the year. And truly, health indeed is like a foundation in which our lives is being built upon, because when you're healthy, you're able to give in your all. You're energized to pursue your dreams. You're energized to sustain your joy. Without good health, you won't really be able to appreciate the real essence of life. I mean, imagine one is ill or one is like down health-wise. Some people are even ill to the point that they can't even appreciate sunshine because they've been locked up in certain rooms, right? And indeed, health is your wealth, because when you are healthy, you're able to chase after wealth. Someone who is ill or someone who is sick, who is bedridden, cannot chase after wealth, right? So the theme of this meeting is just to remind us that we need to pay attention to our health, also incorporate some sort of daily routines into our lives that would also help us maintain healthy living. So I'd implore you to really pay attention to your health. I mean, try to do some checkups and, stay positive, maintain a positive attitude to also maintain your mental health. With this, I want to say thank you, and I look forward to a very exciting meeting today where we'll be really discussing how health can make us very wealthy. And without any further ado, I would like to invite the Toastmaster of the day, to champion this meeting for today. And permit me to share my screen while I introduce the Toastmaster of the day. And the Toastmaster of the day for today is our none other ever smiling queen, the Queen of Smiles, in the person of Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha. She is our president, who gave me the honors of opening today's meeting. She's the co-chair, Finance Committee for Division F. Our primary focus for 2024 is to live healthy. Wow. A healthy lifestyle, which really relates with the theme of today's meeting. To be intentional about family, career, and personal growth. And most of all, she wants to live the soft life Pro Max, not just soft life, the Pro Max version of it. Please, can we give her a round of applause already? Our favorite quote is, the world is full of good people. If you cannot find one, be one, by Mother Teresa. Please, can we, with a sounding round of applause, welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you most kindly, Madam VPE. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon, Madam
Good
President.
afternoon. A healthy afternoon to you all. I'll begin with a quote by Mahatma Gandhi, an Indian famous, a renowned philanthropist, who said, and I quote, "It is health that is the real wealth, and not silver or gold." Good afternoon again, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and welcome to the second meeting in the month of May at LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. We're excited to have you here. And today, just like our Vice President has mentioned, I would be standing in as the Toastmaster of the day for the benefit of our guests in the house. The Toastmaster of the day is simply the Master of Ceremony. I shall be the Master of Ceremony for today's meeting. And I can see that we have some guests in the house. For that reason, I would like to tell us a little about what Toastmasters is all about. Toastmasters is an international education club that has been in existence for 100 years. We're going to be 100 years, October 22nd, 2024. It was founded by Ralph Smedley in October 2022, 1924. We have over 800 clubs in about 100 countries. And what we do at Toastmasters is to help people build their public speaking, communication, and leadership skills. We come for meetings like this to talk about those things that can help us improve ourselves within 2 hours. And LEARNTOR Toastmasters is one of the clubs the many clubs, amongst others, in Toastmasters International, which is why we are meeting today. And today we have decided to speak about health, which is our greatest wealth. That is our theme for today. In this meeting, I will not be the only one that would be anchoring the meeting. I would anchor the meeting, but I have a team of expertise who is going to take us through this meeting, because in Toastmasters, what we do is we try as much as possible to see that we work through with the timing which we have placed for the meeting. For that reason, we have people who are going to checkmate how the meeting is going through. While I'll be anchoring this, I'd like to call on, without taking much of our time, our general evaluator for today's meeting, who would be introducing his team of role players to tell us what their role will be. And after that, I would come back and continue the other part of the meeting. But before I call our general evaluator, I'd like to make us know that a regular Toastmasters meeting is segmented into 3 parts. We have the prepared speech, which a Toastmaster is given a project he or she prepares for to come and speak and get evaluated to become better. We have the impromptu speech, where we're called upon to just speak off the cuff to build our communication skill as well and know how well we can speak. Just learn and practice. Then we have the most important part in Toastmasters, which is the evaluation part, because what is not evaluated cannot be measured. That is why it's the most important part. However, for today's meeting, we would be turning it over. We're not having any prepared speech, so we're going to be having the table topics, which will be the first segment of the meeting. Then we'll have some health professionals who will be talking to us about hypertension. This will be anchored by one of our members who will be asking them questions, and then we can also follow through. The third segment will now be the evaluation segment, which is why I'm now inviting to the virtual LEARNTOR our general evaluator, who would introduce his team of role players to tell us what their role is all about. Who is our general evaluator for today's meeting? A general evaluator is a member of Seaside Toastmasters. He is the Vice President Education at Seaside Toastmasters and an Assistant Program Quality Director of Division F. He's a hardworking person who loves to support every club that he can support. Please let's make welcome to the virtual LEARNTOR our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ebube Modi. Toastmaster Ebube, the virtual LEARNTOR is here.
Thank you very much, the Queen of Smile. You were rightly introduced by the President by proxy. Thank you for the very warm introduction. My name is Toastmaster Modi Ebube, and I'd like to say a very good afternoon to everyone on call, to both Toastmasters and guests. I'm going to be the general evaluator for today's meeting. What is my role as the general evaluator? My role as a general evaluator is to lead a team. I have a team of people I'm going to be working with, and then I'm also going to be evaluating the entire portion of today's meeting. Evaluation, as they say, is very critical to help us measure our growth and also help us improve. And in Toastmasters, they say that feedback is the breakfast for champions. And in today's evaluation segment, we're going to be having 3 portions of evaluation. In a typical Toastmasters meeting, we're expected to have 3 portions of evaluation, which is the speaker's evaluation. We also have the role players evaluation, and then we'll have the general evaluation. But because this meeting is a special meeting, just like the TMOD has explained, that there are no prepared speeches, so we'll only narrow it down to the role players evaluation and then the general evaluation. So are you open for feedback? Do you give feedback? And is your mind open for feedback? So I stumbled to a quote, and I'd like to read it out. He said, embrace the power of evaluation, for it fuels our journey of continuous learning and growth. And at that, I'd like to be calling on my team, who we are going to be working together to help us to get the necessary feedback, the constructive feedback that is going to help us to improve on our public speaking and leadership skills. And I will quickly call on the grammarian who is a seasoned sales and marketing expert with a renowned FCMG company, a member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, and she is currently serving as the club's Vice President Education. Her primary focus is to establish meaningful connections, live happy, and share happiness. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Helen Keller. So I'd like to call on Toastmaster Clementina to help us introduce the grammarian rule.
Awesome. Good afternoon once again. Toastmaster Clementina, I am very honored to be the grammarian for today's meeting. And as the grammarian for today's meeting, my role is to enhance the quality of the meeting by focusing on the use of language. I'll be listening attentively to each speaker's, taking notes of interesting and impactful choice of words and use of effective rhetorics, and also identify areas where our languages can be improved. As the grammarian, I am also required to share the word of the day. And what I have interestingly done today is to choose a word of the day that is linked to the theme of today's meeting, which is health is our greatest wealth. Who can guess what the word is? Okay, the word is vitality. Vitality is a noun. It is spelled as V-I-T-A-L-I-T-Y, vitality. And it is a state of being strong and active. An example of the use of the word of the day in sentence is, permit me, I am trying to share my screen. An example of the use of the word of the day is maintaining good health is essential for sustaining our vitality and achieving our goals. And synonyms for the word vitality are energy, vibrancy, exuberance, strength, and stamina. I'd encourage us to incorporate the use of the word of the day, or incorporate the word of the day into our speeches as we speak today. So during our table topics, please use the word of the day, vitality. Vitalize your speech with the word of the day, vitality. During the health talk segments, I would be very happy to hear our guest speakers use the word of the day, vitality, because it's a great way to expand our vocabularies. At the end of this meeting, I'll come back here to give a report on how we have fared with respect to the descriptions of my role on this call. So looking forward to an enhanced meeting and a vitalized one. Thank you very kindly, everyone. And back to you, my general evaluator.
Thank you so much, the delectable grammarian, for the vitalized introduction of your role. Well done. Now we know the word of the day, vitality. Please do well to infuse the word of the day when you are speaking, when you are playing a role, try and see how to use different word forms that are related to vitality. I'm going to proceed to introduce our next role player, who is a delectable lady. This lady is a fantastic lady, an excellent lady, excellent personified. She is a business mogul and an entrepreneur from birth. And she is no other person than Toastmaster Opeyemi. Kindly join me with a virtual round of applause as we welcome our next role player, Toastmaster Opeyemi, the accountant.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ebube, the General Evaluator, for such a vitalized introduction. Please confirm if you can see and hear me. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, jolly good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'll be playing the role of the accountant today, and I'll be listening to what the speakers are saying. Mark down on a chart any inappropriate word or sound used as a space filler. An American writer is also a humorist and an essayist, Mark Twain. I know some of us are familiar with that name. Said, no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. I'll repeat that again. No word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. This is a quote that emphasizes the importance and benefits of pauses when we are speaking. And I would like to encourage us to be bigger on the use of pauses whenever we are speaking, especially when we are trying to look for words to describe or to emphasize what we are talking about. Now, what are space fillers? Space fillers can be words such as and, well, but, so, you know. And we also have inappropriate sounds that come while we are speaking. For example, we have or. I'll be noting all of this when we are speaking, and I'll also be noting repeated words or phrases such as I, or you say, this means, you know. And at the end of the meeting, I will gladly come back to provide you a report of how we have fared. And it's back to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you for the masterful delivery of your role. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Opeyemi. Now you know, please avoid the use of pause fillers, pause phrases, so the quality of your speech could be enhanced. I'd like to call on our next role player, the timer, a distinguished lady that we have traveled across the many oceans to try and see how to make her to come on the call. We crossed River Niger, we crossed River Benue, we crossed multiple countries to try and see how to bring her to the call. And she has been so kind to give us the honor of her presence. And she described herself as a superwoman and a woman who wears many hats. And it's a perfect example of finding a need in the community and filling it. Her students know her as a powerhouse role model who makes being genuine the most powerful thing. Harriet is a 4-time best-selling author, turning point expert, chartered professional accountant, football official, top 28 Toastmasters world champion for public speaking semi-finalist, and an ultra marathon runner. She is the CEO of the award-winning social enterprise, Empowered Me Incorporation, whose mission is to inspire and empower youths to reach unlimited potential. She describes her life as moving from tragic to magic. Now you have seen why we had to cross multiple rivers and multiple countries to try and see how to get her. And she's also a football official. I think she's also going to tell us the outcome of what is going to happen today and who is going to carry the league. Please, with a virtual round of applause, join me as I welcome DTM Harriet to define her time and role.
Thank you, GE. You have a good sense of humor. I like the way you talk. In fact, I thought when you said fantastic lady and you were introducing our account, I thought it was me, so I was ready to speak. But thank you so much. Welcome to our guests and our members. I'm going to be the one who keeps the time here. And my role today is to make sure we are on time. So we have a vitalized meeting and also a healthy one at the same time. So for our speaker, I don't quite have the exact timing for our health talk, but I will tell you as we go. Now for our first area, which will be the table topics. Our table topics will be improv speaking, and I will show you the background of what, so that you know. When you reach your minimum, table topics is 3 minutes. Okay, when you reach the minimum, I'm losing my mind just now. Yes, when you reach the minimum, it will be green, which is you have spoken for 1 minute. When you speak, yellow will be 1.5 minutes, which is the minimum. Keep talking. And when you get to the red, that's the red zone, which means you should start wrapping up your speech. You have 30-second grace time, because if you go over that, then you're taking over somebody else's time. And as a timekeeper, you'll be on my list. You don't want to be on my list for going overtime. And the next category will be the health talks. Now for the health talk, I did the math and it's 35 minutes, which means each speaker will be speaking for approximately 12 minutes. So for that, what I'll do, unless I'm told differently, when you reach to the minimum time, which I will put it as 10 minutes, you'll get, for each speaker, you'll get the green. And when you're at about 11 minutes, you will be at the yellow. And then, of course, the red will be at 12, which means you need to wrap it up. It's almost time to wrap it up because the next speaker will be eagerly waiting to speak. And at the end, our general evaluator will be calling me to report. And you don't want to be on my list as you went over your time. And that is my presentation for now. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM, for the manner and how softly you were able to introduce your role. It has sunk into our minds and into our subconsciousness. We are not going to get into your list. And I'd like to encourage everyone, please, you heard her. Don't get into her list. Now you've heard from our role players. We have the grammarian who has introduced the word of the day, vitality. You've also heard for our counter Toastmaster Opeyemi, who have encouraged us to avoid the use of pause fillers and sounds. Now you've also heard from our timer, encouraging us to keep to time. Now my role here is done, and I'd like to encourage us to give it our best, try and infuse the word of the day, as well as try and follow the instructions from the role player that has been given to you. I'm going to hand back control now to the Toastmaster of the day to take over the meeting and break a leg. So Toastmaster Liz Iwoha, back to you.
Thank you most kindly, our vital Mr. GE and your team. Please, I think, our timekeeper has her hands raised. Please, I just want to give her a second to say thank you, Mr. GE. Thank you. DTM Harris, please go ahead.
Oh, I put a note on the chat that I will raise my hand up so you know where I am at all times.
Okay. Thank you very kindly. Thank you.
Madam Toastmaster?
Okay.
Yes, please.
Sorry to interject. I was looking for the emoji for hand raising. I didn't see it on my computer. General Evaluator has not introduced the listening evaluator. And I'll be playing that role.
Okay, quickly, please give us your the description of your role quickly.
Thank you. Hello, once again, everyone. As the general, as the listening evaluator, right? I will be ensuring that we listen well in this meeting. As you know, listening is an integral part of communication. And for us to effectively communicate well, we have to listen in well. So my role for this engagement is to monitor how well we are listening throughout this meeting, and I will test our listening. I'll test if we are listening to every pitches that will be delivered during our meeting, and I'll come back to give to test. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you.
Toastmaster of the day. Yeah.
Thank you very kindly, our listening evaluator, for that description of your role. We have to listen more attentively, which is why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, without taking much of our time, I would now like us to move to the next segment of this meeting, which is the table topics segment. The table topic segment is that segment where it looks like you just get into an elevator and then you meet Aliko Dangote and he asks you for 2 minutes, how would you like to be a billionaire like me? Tell him. That's what this segment is all about. So if you have nothing else to think of, just think of it that you're going to be speaking to Aliko Dangote. To help us anchor this segment is a beautiful lady with a golden voice. Her focus is to practice holistic lifestyle, combining body, mind, and the spirit, bringing a balanced health and wellness through life. She teaches yoga to awaken the body within her community, using art to engage the mind, growing and eating food to heal the body, applying gratitude to renew the spirit and vitalize the desired self. Her quote is, "The single story creates stereotypes, and problems with the stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become only story." Then it's yours.
Thank you very much, TMOD Liz. Welcome everyone to the table topic session. To the fellow Toastmasters and guests, you're welcome. I will be sharing my screen briefly. Can you confirm you can see my screen, please, and hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we can see the screen. I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, so the table topic is a long-standing tradition at Toastmaster where it aids members. So I guess it puts you in a tight position to give an impromptu speech and see how you can perform in that short period of time. Thank you to the timer who has given you the rules. You have 3 questions today, and it is within 2 minutes. By the end of this session, you'll get a vote. Everyone will get a vote for the best speaker. So give it your all. But before we begin, let's remember that age does not count to your vitality. It is what is in your mind that counts. It's how young you are in your mind to bring your mind to this space of health and well-being. Do I have a volunteer, please? I need 3 volunteers straight away, or I will choose a volunteer from the group. Awesome, we have 2 hands up. Okay, let's see how many. Thank you, Mr. Isaac, for hands up. So Mr. Isaac is a volunteer. I still need 2 more volunteers. Thank you, Mr. Isaac. We'll come to you in a minute. Mr. Chinon, so you're looking very serious. Do you happen to want to participate in this session? We hope to participate in a very fluid and vitalized way. Is that a yes? Thank you. So we have Mr. Chinonso, and then we need one last person, hopefully a female. Let's have a balanced and vitalized panel discussion. Is there a taker? Should I nominate one last person? Is Kim Yimika trying to suggest themselves? Or Dr. Amy, would you like to be up? Awesome. You see, the spirit is one. I just knew you were ready. Awesome. So we have our 3 participants. The first person to go first is Mr. Isaac. Because you're the first, you get to pick your first number. So you have number 1, 2, 3. What would it be, Mr. Isaac?
I'll go for number 3.
Perfect. Now, your question is this. If your mic is unmuted, could you please mute yourself so we can give the speaker or privacy? And thank you. Perfect. Your question is this. What can you do in your community to show that vitality and good health are real health? And how can this help us all? This is a follow-up question with a call to action. So just one community activity or habit that you can actually promote, and then take the first step to making this happen. Yes, it's a double question because we're all about vitality today. Did you get that question, Mr. Isaac? Shoot, it is your floor.
All right, thank you very much, the table topics master. The question is, what can I do in my community to show that vitality and good health are, well, I'll say, are important? One thing that I'll say that is most important will have to do with creating awareness. And I must tell you that creating awareness is something that I am very good at. It's something that I have been practicing for well over 10 years. I started my career in health and safety where awareness, creating awareness is very key. You want people to be able to walk safe. You need to create that awareness for them. So I have been in the business of creating awareness. Haven't started my career in health and safety. To show in my community the importance of vitality and good health, and that good health is the ultimate wealth, I will create community awareness. I will go out there with the communication skills that I have, the leadership skills that I have, and carry along other people who are of like mind, like myself, creating public awareness and showing to people the importance of good health, and that good health and vitality are truly the ultimate wealth. Thank you very much, and it's back to you, the Table Topics Master.
Wow, thank you so much for that beautiful summary. Creating awareness is truly one of the best ways to start. I wouldn't have thought of that, and that is well said by you. Thank you, Mr. Isaac, for being our first contestant. Now over to you, Mr. Chinonso. What question will it be? You have your second, oh, there we go. Template. You have question 1 or 2. What would it be?
Question 2.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Chinon. So awesome. How could better vitality and health improve your life and your families? In spite of money, it's supposed to be inspire or in spite, whichever one you choose. Now, the call to action is share one way you can start improving your health now and encourage a friend to join you. So I repeat the question. How could better vitality and health improve your life and family in spite or inspire of money? Did you get that, Mr. Chinonso?
Yes, thank you very much, the Table Topics Master. Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to be here. So my name is Chinonso, and I'm supposed to talk on how, I can't remember the question again, but please help me with the question again.
The question is, how could better vitality and health improve your life and your family's life? And then give a call to action.
Okay, so better vitality, for example, I was talking about it yesterday about our nutrition. And better vitality is a function of not just our nutrition, but our lifestyle. And I like to kind of tie it together by saying that better vitality is something that we have to be responsible for. So better vitality is something that I would say would definitely improve our lives in spite of money, in spite of anything that, we're facing in the society today. Better vitality is definitely something that we all must take responsibility for. And that means that first we have to pay attention to our lifestyle, we have to pay attention to our sleep, we have to pay attention to our diet, and we have to be more proactive when it comes to being active. I'm talking of exercise and moving away from sedentary lifestyle. And I want to give a story, something that we were talking about recently, and about how we work with computers so much these days that it seems like we don't get up from our chairs. So my call to action for everybody would be that, look, our vitality is important for our long-term health as we age, because as we age, our bodies get slower. So it is important for us to be aware of our health as a part of our vitality as a part of our health, and maintain an active lifestyle. Make sure we sleep well, make sure we eat proper diet, and try as much as possible to exercise and stay active. Thank you very much. Over to you, the Table Topics Master.
Wow, thank you so much. Another round of applause for Mr. Chinonso. That was a great reply. We first have Mr. Isaac, who has come with awareness. And now Mr. Chinonso has broken that awareness down into different steps. This is, do you feel the synergy here in the vitality of our group? Now we have the last speaker, Dr. Amy. I just love the fact that there's a doctor in front of it. It's just awesome. So Dr. Amy, you have your last question. Well,
I'm ready.
Awesome. That is the energy we want for a vitalized group. Okay, so the last question is obviously number 1, which goes as this. How can you keep your vitality and health strong every day? And why is it just as important as making money for your family? The call to action will be, name one small change you can make today to boost your health and commit to it. So I repeat the question. How can you keep your vitality and health strong every day? And why is this as important as just making money for your family? Your call to action, what small change can you make to boost your health and commit to it? Thank you, and over to you, Dr.
All right. It was on this day of 29th of November when I saw this patient walk through my door, and she was literally sitting at the
last corner of the reception. And I was wondering, why would you come to a health facility to see a doctor and you're literally, not even coming close to where you can be helped? As an oral health professional, as a smile designer, I approached the patient and realized how she was stigmatized all her life due to the flaw of her dentition. I took her up on a treatment that lasted 18 months. And I can tell you that the transformation was not what you could all see by this flawless, beautiful smile, but the transformation was internal. What this lady was showing to the world and how confident she was coming up to her appointment and conquering the world. It changed her environment, her social life, her professional life. This is to say how oral health is underrated. How we don't realize that the health begins with the mouth. It is said that if you invest in your health, you will have hope. And if you have hope, you will have everything. So to everyone here, what is one thing that you can look around you that is a tool that helps to enhance your oral health? Is it that toothbrush that has bristles that have, flared that you need to change because it has to be changed every 3 months? Is it your last visit at the dentist that you have neglected because of that fear? I understand how it feels, but this is the gateway to your overall body. Prioritize your oral health. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Wow, what a panel discussion. Thank you, Dr. Amy, for that wonderful addition. Listen, if you're not feeling vitalized already, I do not know what to say to you. We've had Mr. Isaac, who's come with nearly 15 years of experience in self-awareness. We've got Mr. Chinonso, who literally just talks about vitality and health every day, casually. And then we have the doctor of smile. I'm sorry, what? Who is, if that is not the essence of vitality, bringing smile to your body, I do not know what it is. So that's it, everyone. You've heard the panel discussion. You've heard the actual speakers. It's over to you to make your vote. Before we do that, though, the timer will come and speak about how they perform the time. But that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for your participation and boosting vitality in the meeting. Over to you, TMOD, please.
Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Mabong, for such a vital session. Thank you very kindly. And to all our favorite topics speakers, thank you as well for that delivery. It was awesome. We had 3 health professionals speaking to us during the table topic session. That was good. Before we move to the voting, we would like to hear from the timekeeper if all our speakers are qualified for voting. Madam Timekeeper?
Yes, they are. I will put the timing in the chat, but everybody was qualified.
Okay, thank you very kindly. I would just want to call on all of us to please send our votes to the timekeeper whose hand is raised. To make it easier for us, please send in your votes for the best speaker, your best preferred speaker. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Isaac. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Chinonso. And our third speaker was Dr. Amy. I would be giving us 30 seconds to do this before we call on our evaluator to give us the evaluation of the speech of the table topics. Please, can we have that done? Timer, please let us know when it's 30 seconds. Please send in your votes privately to DTM Harriet. Her hand is raised. DTM Harriet, please let us know when it's 30 seconds. Thank you. Okay. With that card, it means, but do we have votes already?
Not yet. I didn't receive any yet.
Okay.
I'm not able to chat
yeah.
with it.
I observed that I'm not.
Sorry?
I'm not able to chat directly with Harriet. DTM Harriet, sorry.
Okay. Can you all
Same here.
chat to me? Can you
Okay,
send the
please.
chats to me, please? Please send the chat to me.
Okay.
If you give me a few moments, I can create a poll for everyone. If
Okay,
we proceed with the meeting, I would create a poll.
Once we have the evaluation, we cannot vote anymore. It has to come before the votes. That's why. Please send your votes directly to me in 30 seconds. Please, timer, please help us check the time. 30 seconds, you can send directly to me. Everyone can vote, please. We had our first speaker, Toastmaster Isaac. Our second speaker was Toastmaster Chinonso, and our third speaker was Toastmaster Dr. Emmy. Thank you. Okay. While we are waiting for the timing card to come up, I would like to introduce who our evaluator is for today's meeting. It's already time up. Our evaluator for this meeting is a member of Surulere Toastmasters Club, the current champion for Division F, current evaluation champion for Division F. So you get to know that the person who is evaluating is an expert in this that he's doing. He is an engineer by profession. He's interested in tech, people, and entrepreneurship. His favorite quote is, "Life is a game. Play it, enjoy it." Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please let's make welcome to give an evaluation of the table topics, Toastmaster Ruben Uzo. Toastmaster Ruben.
Good day, Toastmasters and guests. It's a pleasure to be amongst you. I would be the table topics evaluator as I've been introduced. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Liz. That was a splendid introduction. I felt really elated hearing your voice. I said, I want to meet that person. Thank you. At the beginning of this segment, we were regaled with a brilliant introduction by our table topics master. I must applaud your poise and confidence and the finesse with which you handled and finagled that session. That was amazing. Thank you. However, I realized that maybe your energy was just climbing at the beginning of that section because you went to rocket standard at the end, but started at, okay, good day, Toastmasters and guests. We need that energy. So starting on a high energetic note would have helped everyone get amped. I think that's why you started poking at Toastmaster Theodore, because he was like, table topics. Yes. I also realized that while you had amazing slides, for a lot of users who might be joining on the call, they probably might be joining from mobile devices, and the font size seems to be optimized for laptops. If you could please make your font size a bit more legible, it would help those who are as old as I am and our eyesight aren't working as well. But your ease, your poise, and the use of slides, top notch. Amazing. Thank you for doing that. I segue over to speak about our first speaker, Toastmaster Isaac. If you're still on the call, it would be a pleasure if I could see your face while I give this evaluation. You began by repeating the question, how better to ensure you answer the right question? I have answered very smartly so many times and answered the wrong question. And after I was done, I said, oh, that wasn't the question, I'm sorry. So that was brilliant. Thank you for repeating the question and trying to ensure you had the right question. I also was enthralled by your content. In your content, you proved to us without a shadow of doubt that you were an expert, or you are an expert in your field. As you said, I have over 10 years of doing this. That gave us the confidence that you had what it took to deliver a speech on what you were talking about. However, the vitality of your speech could have been uplifted by you giving us an example. You've got over 10 years of experience. Surely you have one to pull from your heart and give us, because a story could have elevated your speech. I also realized because you were sitting, we could see your face square, but your body language seemed a bit constricted. I would have loved to see you move a bit more and gesticulate. We could only see your pretty face. But you ended brilliantly by telling us good health and wealth, and the good health and vitality rather, are the ultimate wealth. And with those words, we got home everything that we needed to get from your speech. Thank you for that feedback. I segue to the next speaker, Toastmaster Chinonso Umano, who is a doctor, by the way. How could better health and vitality improve your life and family in spite of money? And give us a call to action. You began by introducing yourself. Thank you for not assuming we all knew you. That was so humble of you. You asked the question again. I repeat this because a lot of times people veer off course, but that was really good. When you asked to ensure you were speaking on the right thing, you began with a smile. What a smile does is it makes us feel you are confident and you are at ease. And speaking from a place of ease gives us the reassurance that you know what you're saying. That happens a lot. However, I realized while you were speaking, because of your camera angle, we couldn't see a lot of your face and your engagements. I realized there wasn't as much vocal variety as your speech seems to demand of you. And vocal variety, as we know, helps us communicate the emotions embedded in our speech and helps people commit more to your speech. We would have liked to hear a story and more vocal variety. However, you told us, make sure we sleep well, eat well, and have a healthy diet and move. And that call to action was brilliant. For the last speaker, Dr. Emmy, thank you for your speech. You were very confident and you started strong. You started by telling us the 29th of November, you saw a patient walking. A story, as we all know, draws in the audience. I wanted to find out what was wrong with the patient. Yes, the patient came to see the doctor. That drew us in. Thank you for that. You also spoke about the transformation. The transformation that happened in this patient wasn't just what she could see. It was also the invisible. With pictorial words like that, you ensured that we could imagine what would have happened to our ego by having worked with you over the course of 18 months. However, I realized when you were telling us the story, because we were trying to recall, your eyes left the screen. You went back into your head to bring out the story. And while you do that, sometimes it makes the audience feel like you're talking to yourself and we're just spectators in this beautiful spot. I realized that at times where you had used pauses in the core of your speech, at the beginning, there weren't as many purposeful pauses. There were places you could have paused more for impact. And I know it's a table topic, so it's really difficult. But on that, your vocal variety wowed us. I was amazed by how you raised your volume and reduced it to drive your points home. You are a seasoned speaker, and we know for sure. You told us to prioritize our oral health because it is the gateway to our body. And with that note, we have taken that and we would go back home. I think I will look at my toothbrushes after this meeting. Thank you so much. I hand back the lectern to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Ruben. That was a vital evaluation. Thank you so kindly. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, according to the timekeeper, we are already behind time. We're now going to move swiftly to the main segment that brought us here today, the topic about hypertension and its prevention. To anchor this is our very own club secretary, one of Division F's public relations officer, a very hardworking lady and always determined to help the team grow and get results. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please let's make welcome to anchor this segment, our very own delectable, our very own vital, vibrant, energetic Toastmaster Chidima Eze.
Hey. Good afternoon, Jesse Omoji. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests.
Good afternoon.
It's a privilege to moderate this session. Are we aware that according to the World Health Organization, 1.28 billion adults aged 30 to 79 years have hypertension. And sadly, 46% of adults are unaware that they have this condition. So today, I hope we have our writing materials like our TMOD, because we have a distinguished set of panelists. Oh yes, thank you very much. Distinguished set of panelists who are here to enlighten us, to educate us, to inform us, so that we will not be part of the 46%, so that we will not be among those that do not know what hypertension means. And this is coming at a very good time because we are commemorating the World Hypertension Day. So it gives me immense pleasure to introduce our panelists who will be doing justice to today's segment. So I'll begin with the first panelist, who is pharmacist Chris Annie. He's a seasoned healthcare and marketing professional, and he's a business analyst, and he brings a unique blend of clinical expertise and strategic business acumen. So without further ado, can we all give a round of applause for our first panelist, Mr. Chris Annie. We are highly welcome, Mr. Chris Annie. Thank you for joining us today. So moving on quickly, I'll introduce the second panelist. He is a Toastmaster Theodore. He's a healthcare expert with vast experience in primary care, health projects, public health, occupational health, consulting, leadership, and management. He's a huge tech and media enthusiast, and he realizes the immense role they can play in healthcare development. He's also a certified life coach. So please, can we make welcome Toastmaster Chinonso Umano. We're highly welcome Toastmaster Chinonso. And our very final panelist is Yimika Ogun. She's a professional development coach with over 10 years of experience in leadership with youth organizations and over 7 years experience training young professionals and on soft skills relevant to their growth. As the lead coach at the Personal Brand Cafe, she has trained over 1,500 young professionals across 3 continents and currently runs a biannual referral-based virtual bootcamp for early career professionals. So she has also led various associations, including the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria Young Pharmacists Group. Please, can we make welcome Yinka Ogun Yimika. Okay, so you're all welcome to today. So our very first question, I'll show this to pharmacist Chris Annie. Can you tell us, what is hypertension? We've been hearing hypertension. Can you enlighten us? What is hypertension? Over to you, please.
All right. Once again, thank you for having me. I am really, really impressed and privileged to be in your midst. I have really, really learned a lot within the few minutes I've been here. And we look forward to coming back for your program. Hypertension is not a new word. Many of us must have heard that before now. And among the non-professionals, among the non-health professionals, we might have many understanding of it. But by definition, it is the consistent increase in the blood pressure of the body. Why I said consistent is because we also have high blood pressure, which can be different or is actually different from hypertension. Now, if I decide to write you a check of $10 million now and give you and check your blood pressure, definitely it will go up. Or if you are attacked by a dog, you will have high blood pressure. But it becomes hypertension when the blood pressure is consistently high over a period of time. then becomes a health challenge that needs to be looked into and needs to properly be treated. So it happens to the heart and the blood vessels that supply the body with blood. So when the pressure with which the heart pumps blood outside the system becomes high, then it becomes a challenge to the system and it needs to be treated. Now, we measure it using a machine, and the unit is millimeter of mercury. When the normal value is usually around 120 and below, over 90. So if it's above that number and is consistently above that number, then we can say that the person is hypertensive. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Chris. Annie. So when the blood pressure is consistently high over time, so there might be some circumstances that will make it high, but if it's not consistently high, then you know that you do not have a health condition. And you've given us the range. We said 120, 90, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for that introduction. Now moving on to Toastmaster Chino. So can you tell us what are the symptoms and the signs of hypertension?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So the symptoms and signs of hypertension usually depend on the cause. Now, for me to properly answer this question for you, I need to break it down because we have two classes of hypertension. There's primary hypertension, which is mostly based on or mostly due to our genes, it's inherited. Usually it's if our parents or close family members are hypertensive, then we are most likely going to inherit that condition. So it's called essential or primary hypertension. And then there's secondary hypertension, which is caused by a pathology of an organ in the body that then kind of secondarily increases the blood pressure. So because of that, the symptoms of hypertension are usually quite varied and a lot of times not very straightforward. For example, in primary hypertension, it's possible for there to be absolutely no symptoms. It's possible for it to be just as an accident that the person walked into the hospital for something else, and then we do the vital signs and take the blood pressure and find out that, whoa, you are hypertensive, your blood pressure is actually high. So a lot of times there are no particular symptoms. But then sometimes we can have some symptoms that could point to hypertension. For example, somebody could complain of headache, persistent headaches. That could point to hypertension. Other varying signs, depending on what is causing the hypertension, could also include chest pain, dizziness, difficulty breathing, nausea, and so on. And when I say nausea, I mean feeling like wanting to vomit. So basically, all these signs could point to hypertension, but they could point to other things as well. So the main thing that you should take away from this is that most times hypertension does not actually come with a particular symptom. It only comes with symptoms that might point towards hypertension. Most times, hypertension will not show any symptoms until it is in that late stage where it has begun to destroy organs such as the heart, the kidney, or the retina of the eyes.
Wow. Hypertension might not come with a particular symptom, and those symptoms can be quite varying depending on the underlying causes. Thank you so much for that, Toastmaster Theodore. Now, pharmacist Yimika, I know that we've just gotten introduced to the causes of hypertension, but can you shed more light? What are the causes of hypertension? Can you shed more light on the causes of hypertension?
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So just a correction, the name is Yimika Oguns. I know a lot of you just, and you forget the S. All right, so going into the causes of hypertension, the major thing about it is it's either the amount of the pressure with which the blood is being pumped is too high, or it's very difficult for the blood to move through the arteries. Those are like the two major things. And then like the last speaker just mentioned, it can either be primary or secondary. The other things we have are, we tend to classify them as risk factors. So if you have a largely sedentary lifestyle, it could be a predisposing factor. If one is prone to, say, taking alcohol, consuming some substances, it could also be a risk factor. Well, but really what would tend to start with is the age range, which you mentioned during the introduction, from 30 years and above. But these days we find even people who are less than 30 years coming down with hypertension because of the other risk factors. So people with a largely sedentary lifestyle, people who are exposed to substance abuse or excessive alcohol consumption, the diet is another thing. And then people who are largely obese is another thing. Now, if there is already a genetic factor, which is you have a history of people in the family having hypertension, there's a higher risk. So even if the person has these other factors taken care of, providing there is a genetic risk, it could predispose such individuals to having hypertension. But the other things we need to look out for generally is, if you have a largely sedentary lifestyle, you might want to start getting more active. And then people who are obese, people who abuse substances or even consume large amounts of substances, and people who their diet is filled more with saturated fats and a whole lot of oils, high salt content, amongst others. These are just some of the top risk factors that we have. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Yimika Oguns, for that enlightenment on some of the risk factors that can cause hypertension. So back to you, pharmacist Chris. What are some of the preventive measures that one can take to prevent hypertension? What are some of the preventive measures, maybe lifestyle, clinical, whatever, that will prevent hypertension?
Okay, just like the last speaker, pharmacist Yimika said, the major factor we have here is the risk factors. Once the risk factors are managed properly, then hypertension can be prevented. Now, the risk factors can be classified into two: the modifiable risk factors and the non-modifiable risk factors. Now, the non-modifiable risk factors are factors you cannot do anything about. For instance, age. We are aware that more than 50% of those that have hypertension are those above 45 and above. It doesn't mean that the younger ones don't come down with it, but it is most commonly seen in adults of ages above that. For that, you can really do nothing about that. But just as we've heard earlier, for those that have sedentary lifestyle, it becomes important that we get more active. Then our habits of food, just as Yimika said, we stop completely habits like alcohol smoking, excessive alcohol intake, and the kind of food we eat. Okay. Then generally, those that have diabetes too tend to have a higher chances of coming down with hypertension. So in trying to prevent one coming down with hypertension, it's also important we look at those risk factors that might predispose us to diabetes. So looking at all these risk factors, once the risk factors are addressed, worked on, and prevented, then the chance of coming down with hypertension will be greatly reduced. Thank you.
Wow. So we have to watch what we eat, the substance we take, our lifestyle, to ensure that we are not increasing our chances of coming down with hypertension. Okay, so Toastmaster Theodore, we've spoken about age. Can you tell us a bit more about that? So from what age is one susceptible to having hypertension? And are there other things like maybe gender, ethnicity that impact hypertension?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So just like Chris and Yimika have, enlightened us on, there's really no particular age that we could say hypertension is a risk factor for hypertension. Although the older we get, just because of the way our bodies are built, the older we get, the more we are at a risk factor for hypertension. And just like Chris has said, there are modifiable as well as non-modifiable risk factors. So age, once you're 30 and above, it is advised that you get that regular health check. And when I say regular health check, it might not mean the comprehensive health check, but just once in a while, make sure, once a month, make sure you know what your numbers are. We used to have these campaigns when I was with Shell, and we called it Know Your Numbers. And basically, we'll make sure that everybody gets their blood pressure checked, their blood sugar checked, and their BMI checked. And it's something that you can do regularly. Your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and your BMI. They are very, very basic numbers that you should know, even if you're young, even if you feel like, because we have this, I would like to say, strong religious thing going on in Nigeria that makes us believe I cannot fall sick. And that's good. That's very, very good, right? But scientifically, please, you should know your numbers, and your blood pressure is just one of those numbers that you should know. So once you're 30 and above, please get a regular check on your numbers. And one of them is your blood pressure. Just go in. It's mostly free, I think, mostly free. You could just go in and get your blood pressure checked, and then you know what your blood pressure is. So once you're 30 and above, and then to the second part of your question, usually there hasn't been any major research that has proven that if you're male or female, you're predisposed to hypertension, or if you're Black or non-Black or white or something, that you're predisposed to hypertension. Usually all of us are at the same amount of risk when it comes to gender and race for hypertension. But with increasing age, there is that increased chance of having higher blood pressure.
Wow. Thank you so much. We should know our numbers. If we're not getting anything out of this meeting, know that we all need to know our numbers. Regular health check. And finally, just are getting ready to ask our questions. Pharmacist Yimika, we've spoken about hypertension. Are there any treatments, or is it once someone has hypertension, that's the end? So what are the possible treatments for hypertension?
Okay, thank you. Well, the very first line that is recommended is lifestyle modifications. So this would include changing the diet to a low salt diet. This would include, for people who are obese or overweight, or even borderline overweight, maintaining a healthy weight, and also watching the other things that are being consumed. Definitely alcohol consumption has to go down. Increasing the level of physical activity as well. Generally, I think I recently found out about this metabolic age thing, where so many of us think we are sweet 16s, whereas your body is probably like 35 or 40 years old, because of what we take in and how we live life, really. So the very first thing is lifestyle modifications. And then for people, depending on what the measurements are, you need to have a specialist, a doctor, prescribe the appropriate medication. So this is not an appropriate platform for us to say, oh, this is medication to use, this is medication not to use. So you need to have a doctor prescribe appropriate medications. And the reason is because sometimes hypertension is not a standalone condition. There are other we call them comorbidities. So people who have diabetes might have hypertension, people who have hypertension might have other kidney complications or some other kind of complications. So you need to speak to a doctor for you to know the appropriate medications that you need to use. So don't just use something because a friend used it and said, oh, I use this and it works. No, hypertension doesn't play like that. So that's my contribution to that topic. Thank you.
Wow. So now everybody has heard, please don't go and get off the counter drugs. So we need to get specialist care apart from the lifestyle modification. You agree with me that this has been an enlightening and informative session. For some people that knew next to nothing about hypertension, at least now you know something and you can educate. We need to reduce that statistics. We can now educate the next person about hypertension. So now we'll be taking questions, are there personal experiences or specific areas of concern that you would like our panelists to share? We would like to open the floor. So if you have something to say, you can just raise your hand and I'll call on you. Is there anyone who can see? Okay, I'll just read something from the chat box. Thank you, Dr. Amy. Bad oral hygiene can produce hypertension from bacteria around the gums, impacting your bloodstream. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. Harriet, you developed high blood pressure in your second pregnancy. Oh, wow. You now know your numbers. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. To prevent hypertension, it's also important to watch our salt intake. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, we have a question from Anthony Durand. How can you manage low blood pressure? Any of the panelists can take that. How can you manage low blood pressure?
Okay, thank you very much, Anthony, for that question. It comes up a lot whenever we talk about blood pressure and generally whenever we talk about health. So the thing about low blood pressure is that it's not commonly talked about. So there isn't a lot of research that goes into it to say, okay, this is a definition of low blood pressure. Usually it has to do with how you feel generally. And let me give an example. For example, the normal blood pressure is around 120/80. That's the normal blood pressure. But then some people usually have blood pressure of 90/60. And that could be because they are so well toned. For example, swimmers, they are so well physically toned that their pulse rate, their resting pulse rate could be as low as 50. Normal resting pulse rate is around 70/80. But for people who are so physically fit, their heart rate could slow down because whenever they get active, the heart rate increases. So there's no real definition of low blood pressure, but although if your blood pressure is lower than 90 systolic, then something might be wrong. But the best advice for managing low blood pressure would be go see your doctor. Let it be that you've had that consultation, you've had that review, and there's nothing wrong, there's no pathology associated with the low blood pressure, then that will be fine. But the best advice is just go see your doctor, just see somebody so that you could have a review of your body and be sure that it's not something wrong with your blood pressure.
Wow, so go see your doctor so that way you know how to manage low blood pressure. Thank you very much, Master Theodore. So I think we'll have 2 questions already in chat. We'll take only those 2 questions because of our time. Now, the second question, how much does the mind affect hypertension? How much does the mind affect hypertension? Who wants to go? Is there any of our panelists who wants to take that question?
Yeah, thank you for the question. The mind runs the body to the best of my knowledge, but just as Dr. Mansard said, the information we have is based on the risk factors that, predisposes one to hypertension, and the mind, to the best of my knowledge, is not one of them. Although we know that the state of the mind might have some indirect effect as to how the body reacts. So in some cases, you might hear someone saying that even stress or when somebody is bereaved, all this might lead to maybe a brief increase in blood pressure, which if consistent might lead to hypertension. But generally, medically, if I want to say, the mind does not directly affect or cause hypertension. But a perfect or a stable mind will definitely lead to a generally healthy mind. So we can say it's either here or there, in my view. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If I
A
may,
stable mind leads to a healthy mind. Does someone want to say something?
yes. So I wanted to add to the stress angle.
Okay.
And I was just asked. There are stress hormones in the body, and usually when you have very elevated levels of stress, for whatever reason, could be acute, could be something that just happened now and it's done with, or could be something that's accumulated over time. It could actually lead to, again, some other things. For instance, you're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, you're not doing anything. If you're not sleeping well alone, it can lead to persistent headaches. If you have persistent headaches, it would lead to something else. And at the end of the day, it could be predisposing factors that can lead to you having like a high blood pressure whenever it's checked. However, some research and even some anecdotal evidence has shown that if you're able to practice relaxation techniques, right, to be able to sleep more, if you're able to stress less, whether physical stress or mental stress, and you're able to tap into the endorphins and good hormones, like we call them, it has a positive effect on lowering the blood pressure, even if it's just by a fraction. Actually has a positive effect. Now, it's not a magic bullet that, oh, because I slept 2 hours today or because I slept 8 hours today, it means that tomorrow when I check my blood pressure is going to be lower. No, it's not a magic bullet. It's an accumulated effect over time. Even the converse is the same thing. The high blood pressure doesn't just start immediately. It's an accumulation of several things over time. So I just wanted to add that to what Mr. Chris just said. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. I can see that we already have, our time is up. So I'll just appreciate if our panelists can just answer the last question in the chat box since we'll not be able to take it. Which is more risky, HBP or low BP? So the high blood pressure or the low blood pressure, which is more risky? So you can please just respond to that in the chat box. So I would like to say a very, very big thank you. Can we all give a virtual, in fact, can unmute your mic and give a round of applause to our panelists. This has been an enlightening and educative, informative session. I have learned new things today. Thank you, Pharmacist Chris. Thank you, Toastmaster Chinonso. Thank you, Pharmacist Yimika Oguns, for coming to share this information with us on hypertension, on how we can prevent. Now we know the causes, now we know some of the signs, and we are better informed and we can inform the next person. And that's the purpose of celebrating the Hypertension Day, to raise awareness, to create awareness. We know that we have to know our numbers, we have to do regular checkup, we have to modify our lifestyle so that we're not increasing the chances of getting high blood pressure. So thank you very much for participating and thank you very much for engaging. At this junction, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day to continue with the meeting. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Chidima Eze, for such a vital session, and our panelists. Thank you so kindly. It's funny how time flies when we have so much to work on and talk about. Much as we would have loved to continue in speaking about the health and knowing what we are supposed to do about hypertension, we are shut off time and we need to keep to time because that is what we do at Toastmasters. We try as much as possible to stick to the time allotted to us. So please permit us, if you have questions, you can drop it in the chat box. Our panel, members of the panel will respond to you on the chat box. Thank you so kindly, Dr. Theodora, Fam Chris, and Fam Yimika for such a wonderful session. We'll now move to the last segment of this meeting. I would quickly be calling on our general evaluator, who has told me to please let all role players know that as soon as you come, you make your report brief so that we can be able to close up on time. I'll call back our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ebube, to call his team for the report of today's meeting. Thank you. Toastmaster Ebube, the virtual liaison is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Leads. I want to say a very big thank you to the moderator for the amazing session. So this is the general evaluation portion of our meeting today. And like I said, we crossed so many rivers, so many seas, so many states to go and look for seasoned and experienced people who have been giving us excellence and vitalizing the entire segment of our meeting today. And at that, I'm going to be calling them up, but this time they are going to be giving us reports on how far we have fared and how well we were able to follow the instructions which they gave to us when they introduced their roles earlier. And I will begin with the grammarian. Grammarian, please, could you give us your grammarian report, Toastmaster Clementina?
Hello, good afternoon. Please confirm that you can hear and you can see me at the same time. Yes, fantastic. It is with great delight that I return back to the LEARNTOR to give a report on how we have fared in the use of our grammar and as well as the use of the word of the day. I'd like to start with the use of the word of the day. I want to commend everyone who had used the word of the day today. And those who made it to my list are Toastmaster Ebube, DTM Harriet, Toastmaster Imabong, TM Isaac, Toastmaster Chinonso, Dr. Amy, TM Ruben, and Madam TM Udi, Toastmaster Liz. And I'd like to mention again that the word of the day was vitality. In some cases, I had some people use the word vital, which is far away from the word of the day, right? And vitality in itself means energize, stamina, strength, and vital means important. So there are two different words, yeah? And I also had someone say that can we see your pretty face? And the person was referring to a male, and referring to a male. I know that males are usually handsome and not pretty. Yeah, and I also want to say that today is the very first time since I've been joining Toastmasters meeting that I noticed the use of the word of the day. The session or the segment that had the most use of the word of the day was the table topic session. Please, I'd like to give a round of applause to our table topic masters and our table topic participants. We recorded the person who used the person who used the word of the day the most today was our table topic master and the person of Toastmaster Imabong, and she used the word she used the word 11 times today. And going close to her, coming next is the Toastmaster Chinonso, who used the word about 8 times today. And then we had Toastmaster Isaac as well, who used the word about 4 times today. And all this happened during the table topic session. It was really nice to see that the table topic master was able to incorporate the word of the day into our question, which made it very easy for the table topic participants to actually incorporate it into their presentation. I was looking forward to hearing our guest speakers use the word of the day, but somehow I didn't see that happen. I hope that the next time they'll be joining our call, they would embed it into their speeches. But overall, it's been an amazing session, and I want to say thank you, everyone, and it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Clementina, for the very detailed and thorough evaluation and report of your role. I'd like to say well done for that report. So we quickly move on to the next role player, the R counter, Toastmaster to please give us her our counter report. Toastmaster of AME, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you very much, my general evaluator. But I'm happy to be here to give my report also how we have use of POS pillars
Okay. I think is it me or is it everyone?
You are vitalized with a excellent use of in a perfect repetitive way. Please confirm you can hear me. My network is.
Yeah, your network, it was dancing at some point. But please.
Okay, maybe you can grab the report and then we'll just share it for you. Your network is fluctuating. Thank you.
Very sorry, Toastmaster of AME. We would have loved to really hear your reports, and we apologize for that. And for everyone who were so expectant to hear the accountant's reports, we apologize. Please be on the lookout on the comment section, as she's going to drop her reports on the comment section. So we'll quickly move on to the timer to give us the timer report, and I will call on DTM Harriet to please give us her own timer's reports. DTM Harriet, the virtual lectern is yours.
Thank you, DE. I was wondering if you wanted to do the evaluator first so I can time them. The listening evaluator.
Listening.
Okay,
Then
no, that will be fine.
Then I'll give them their timing as well.
Okay, sure, I'll do that. So please, apologies about that. Okay, so the listening evaluator, I wanted yours to be last so that I could specially apologize to you. I'm very sorry for missing out calling you. You know, I said we crossed, do you know how many rivers we crossed trying to get these role players? And at the end of the day, I was so exhausted because we came back from the United States of America. We crossed so many countries trying to get our role players. So please, please, we are very sorry. I'm very sorry for missing out calling on you initially.
It's one of those things. No worries.
Okay, so please, I'd like you to take over the virtual lectern now to give us your own listening evaluator report.
Oh, thank you very kindly. And I'm back here now to check how well we've listened throughout the meeting. So, who said there are two classes of hypertension? Who wants to go for that?
Say Chris.
Pardon?
It was Chris, Speaker Chris.
Toastmaster Chinonso.
That is correct. Toastmaster Chinonso said that. Who said if you invest in your health, you have hope?
Dr. Emmy.
That is correct. And lastly, who said if one is prone to taking alcohol and substance, it could be a risk factor?
Yumika.
That is correct. Thank you, everyone. This shows we've listened in on our speakers. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, our delectable listening evaluator, Toastmaster Salamatu, for the amazing delivery of your role. Thank you so much. So now I'll quickly move on and I'll be calling on the timer to give us her on-timer report. DTM Harriet, the virtual lectern is yours.
All right. Thank you, General Evaluator. And as you can tell, my report is now going to be pretty because we went overtime. But just to give you an idea of how well we did, our table topic speakers were great. They were on time. TM Isaac was 1:46. TM Chi Non So, sorry if I butchered your name, was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. And TM Amy was 1:58. So they were right on time. Our table topic evaluator is on my list. Oh boy. TM Ruben, who is a champion, should know better than that, was 6 minutes and 7 seconds. But I don't think he saw my timing. He was very excited about giving the evaluation. But well done. 6 minutes and 7, so you're over by 2 minutes. And our health talk was actually right on time. Our facilitator and the speakers they spoke for 33 minutes and 7. So they had an extra 2 minutes they could have played around with. So good job there. A grammarian was 3 minutes and 1 second. Great timing. Our counter disappeared at 60 seconds. And our listening evaluator who tested our listening knowledge was 1 minute and 25 seconds. Recommendation for our timing, I believe our backgrounds are quite long, and I'm guilty of that. So I'll be sending in a short background of myself. I don't need to brag about all the many things I do. So I would recommend a lot of us tighten our backgrounds because we took a lot of time there. By the time we started with the table topics, it was already 15 minutes late. And that's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, GTM Harriet, for the very detailed report. And please, can we give a round of applause virtually, or you could unmute yourself to all the amazing role players. Now you can see the reason why we have to travel this far to try and get these people, right? Because excellence is personified. They have the embodiment of excellence. Thank you, everyone who has participated by playing a role to help enhance the quality of this meeting. So I'm going to be giving my general evaluator, and I don't want to be on the timers list, so I'm just going to be very brief. I like the fact that the meeting started on time. I like that consciousness that we have. And I also like the fact that we were able to go the extra mile to get very well experienced role players. You could see how they were able to navigate their role playing. They were able to explain their roles well. They came back, they gave us due diligence with the reports that they were able to give to us. Now I can go to the bank and go and cash out some funds because I believe that I've been able to receive the kind of evaluation that can help me to get the necessary attention when I get to them. The table topics section was amazing. The word of the day were all in line with the theme. And I really want to appreciate the Vice President Education and the President of this very prestigious club for aligning all the proceedings from the table topic segment, from the word of the day, from everything. We're all interrelated. So I like to say well done for that. I like to say that the room was very professional. At some points, there were some times where microphones were muted, but then it didn't happen again. But everybody were just uptight and they were really conscious about the fact that they were in a meeting environment. The transitioning was smooth as well. And I like the fact that there was a lot of knowledge to distribute. I was learning a lot. I was from the table topic segment to the health talk segment. In fact, I was writing a lot. You need to see my note. So I like to say well done to the coordinators of this event. So while the meeting was good, I was able to note some recommendations. And some of the things I noted was that, you know, the screen sharing, the chat sections were disabled at some point. I would suggest, right, this is not a security kind of meeting, or this is not like it's a webinar kind of a meeting. This is a Toastmasters meeting. The meeting where people have to come, socialize, network, and I feel we should break down some of these bureaucracies, tear them down, and try and see how to allow people to express themselves so that there won't be bottlenecks in communication at one point or the other. When people have to share the screen, they should be able to share the screen, or when people have to chat within the comment section, I feel they should have that ability to do that. And also, I like to mention that the GE missed a very important role player. And I'm very sorry about getting to miss that. I think that there was a disconnect at some point with the meeting agenda. I like to encourage the general evaluator and the VPE more to work more hand in hand. Let the meeting agenda be up on time so that it can also help with the planning formalities. I'd like to commend the panel session from the moderator to the facilitators, to the questions that asked. Everything was just so insightful, and I'd like to say well done. So a lot of knowledge were learned from today's session, and I appreciate the fact that we were given the opportunity, myself and my team players were given the opportunity to come to deliver our role. And I'd like to say well done. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, and I'll be handing back control back to the Toastmaster of the day to take over control of this meeting.
Well, thank you so kindly, our general evaluator and your team of role players. Indeed, you traveled a lot of sea to get them. That's why you got from US, from Canada, from Lagos, and even from the West. You got everyone gathered in your team. Thank you so kindly for that. And thank you for the swift delivery. Thank you, Madam Timer, for the timing of the GE. Thank you most kindly. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's indeed been a wonderful meeting. It's been a meeting where we have been able to increase our wealth. I don't know if you have increased your wealth, but I have increased my wealth. Because like it said, health is wealth. I have learned more about hypertension. And I took back a quote, which I'm going to say out. And I would want us to also have it with us. It is that a stable mind leads to a healthy body. So as much as possible, let's try to keep our mind stable so we can live healthy. And like our health practitioners have told us today, let's try to live out, do exercise, our lifestyle, check our numbers. From the age of 30, we're bound to check our numbers. Do you know your number? Well, for me, as at Friday, I was able to check my number, even though I know I need to work on my number. My number is not that good, according to the doctor's report. So I need to work on it. But it's good to know your number. When you know your why, you will know how to go about it. It's been wonderful serving today as the Toastmaster of the day. And I'm very sure that we all have enjoyed this meeting. We are all loaded on how to go out there and teach people how to live healthy as well. In Toastmasters, it is said that a Toastmasters wears a lot of hats. I'm going to be taking off one hat and then putting on another hat. I'm taking off right now, signing off as the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. It's been a pleasure being your host for this meeting. Health is indeed our wealth. I'll leave us with this quote by Deli Lema. It states, happiness is the highest form of health. Stay healthy, everyone, and know your numbers. Thank you so kindly. I would now hand over the virtual lesson to the club president of this meeting to give us announcements and call the meeting to a close. I'm handing over to our club president, Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha. La la! Wow! Please pardon me. For those who are not Toastmasters, pardon me. This is how we do. You can wear a lot of hats in Toastmasters. I think every role player, including our TMOD that just took off a hat, deserves a round of applause. Please, can we applaud all our role players for this meeting? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Would like to thank in a special way our role players who came in today to speak with us. Would like to begin with our panel discussers, beginning with Toastmaster Theodore from Sulori Toastmaster. Thank you for making our time to be with us. Even while we know your club is having a meeting, you had to be here with us. Thank you for doing this for us. It means a lot to us. Thank you so kindly. Fam, Chris, Annie, Thank you, sir, for coming over to do this despite our short notice. We appreciate Zolon Healthcare, which is having this collaboration with us today to speak on hypertension and how we can live healthy. We hope you enjoyed our meeting, sir, and we're looking forward to having you join us. We meet like this twice in a month. We talk about different things just to improve our communication and our leadership skill. We're looking forward to having you. Pharmacist Yimika, thank you for also coming to speak with us today. We sincerely do appreciate you. Thank you so kindly. Toastmaster Ebube and Toastmaster Ruben, thank you for also coming out to join us here today. Toastmaster Chidima, thank you very kindly for such moderation. It was indeed a great one, and every other role player. Please, I would like to move now to the announcement of today. Would like to begin with the fact that we have 5 new Toastmasters in our club. Though they are not all here, I don't think they are here. If they are here, you can please turn on your camera. Let us just call out your name. We have Toastmaster Kende. Is he here? Zoom Master, please spotlight Toastmaster Kende if he's on the call. He's one of our newest Toastmasters who just joined us in LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. And Toastmaster Kende has said he wants to become an international speaker and win the cup for LEARNTOR Toastmasters. Toastmaster Kende, are you here? Please turn on your camera. Welcome to LEARNTOR Toastmasters. Toastmaster Cynthia is another new member who joined the family. Welcome, Toastmaster Cynthia. Toastmaster Cynthia wants to improve her writing skill and learning more from us. You're welcome. We equally have Toastmaster Alice, who joined us recently. Toastmaster Alice, you're welcome. She's not on the call. She's now a member of LEARNTOR. She's been helping us with our Zoom and every other link. Thank you for joining, for choosing LEARNTOR. And just this afternoon, we had an addition to the LEARNTOR family. Let's make welcome our newest baby in LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Joseph Adu. I don't know if he's on the call. You're also welcome to LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. We appreciate all of you for joining us, and we're excited about you joining us. We're here to support you to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. Our Vice President Education will connect you to your mentor who will guide you and put you through the Toastmasters way. We're equally going to have an orientation for you, and then your induction will come up in June. Again, welcome to Toastmasters, LEARNTOR Toastmasters. Another announcement we have is that the district conference, the District 94 conference, will be holding in Abuja starting on Wednesday, 22nd to 25th, Saturday, 25th. LEARNTOR Toastmasters is having 6 representatives going down to Abuja to celebrate this conference. This is a conference of Toastmasters Club, about 30 Toastmasters Club coming from West and Central Africa. We're going there to celebrate 100 years of Toastmasters and 10 years of the district. Equally, please, I think we all deserve a round of applause because we will be called upon on the Hall of Fame as our club has met its DCP goal. We are going to be honored as the President's Distinguished Club. Please let's give ourselves a round of applause. Congratulations to us all, and thank you everyone for making this possible. Thank you so kindly for making it possible. Those are the announcements that we have. Our next meeting, we are equally calling on volunteers. We're preparing for the change of guard. We already have new set of officers who will be taking up from July, meaning our tenure will be ending next month. We have new set of officers. We're calling on volunteers to join us in the planning for the change of guard ceremony to be a great one, and would like to have everyone present during that. Please, if you can, do let us know. Reach out to me or to the Vice President membership and volunteer. Let's make this a top notch. Yeah. Our meeting for June, with the message will be sent to us. We're still trying to look out if we should have a physical meeting or online so that we can just have the change of guard physically. But the information would come to us as time goes. Before we leave, please, we would like to hear from any guests, any of our guests. If you're a guest, you're here for the first time, would like to hear from you, where you reside, how you heard about the meeting, and your impression about today's meeting. Can we please hear from any of our guests before we close?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I heard about your meeting on a Nomadic Forum. It is a forum in which I was introduced by a friend who is in India, and I discovered that there are a club near me who take a session in English. Basically, I'm from Benin. I'm French speaker, and it is in.
Great seeing you, Toastmaster Abel. Are you coming for the conference? Are you coming to Abuja?
I'm coming
Are
to
you
Abuja.
coming to Abuja? Oh,
I'm coming to
wow.
Abuja.
It should be good.
I'm coming to Abuja.
See you in Abuja. See you in
Liz,
Abuja.
can you,
See you in
am I
Abuja.
audible? Am I audible, Liz?
Yes,
Liz,
you are. Toastmaster Kuma, you are.
thank
You
you
are
very much.
audible.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much for the information given. But unfortunately, I
you.
came in late. Nevertheless, hello? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, you're audible. You're audible.
I came in late, but keep me informed. I'll join you for the next few meetings. I am from District
you.
102, Malaysia.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a
Thank you for
Toastmaster.
joining.
I'm a Toastmaster since 1989.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Hold on. And I'm having my club attendance at 100% ever since.
Wow. 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 Wow.
I'm a DDM.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM, for joining us. You are a
Maybe
legend in Toastmasters.
I'll make a project in your club. One speech. If you want a chance. Okay? Do give me informed.
Okay.
I'll send you
I
my
will.
WhatsApp. I'll send you my
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Thank you.
Remember
Okay.
I
Thank
rang you
you
up?
so much.
Remember I rang you up?
Thank you.
Remember I rang you up?
Yes, I will. Yes,
I
I
rang
got
you
your
up.
call and I left you a message. I left you a
Yes.
message already.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
keep in touch.
joining us. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
distinguished Toastmaster.
Hello.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi,
Hello, good
Martha.
evening.
Hi, Martha.
Hi. Hi, good evening.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
I'm new to Toastmasters. I'm a member of Abuja City Toastmasters. So I got your link from the division, is it division U? I will call it. If I'm right, I can't remember.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
I got the link from the meeting link from the platform. So I was advised by my club members that to improve myself, I should join other meetings or watch online. So I saw it. I had the time. I had to join, and I'm so impressed with the meeting so far. Good speakers, excellent speakers. In fact, I just told myself, my husband and I, we were on the Zoom meeting. My husband just said, for once you are in the right place.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Awesome
much.
to know that.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly. It's nice to have you. I hope you're joining the conference.
Yes,
Hope you're
yes,
coming
I'm
for the conference.
attending
Oh,
the
see.
conference. I live in Abuja, so I'm attending
Oh,
a
yeah.
conference. It's my first conference, so I
Okay.
can't wait.
Okay, we'll see you in Abuja. We're coming to Abuja.
Oh,
See
nice.
Kishi in Abuja.
Liz,
Nice.
Yes,
Thank you.
please.
So where are you
Thank you.
guys from? I didn't get that. Are you in Lagos?
Okay, we're in Lagos. We're in Lagos,
Okay.
and we have our. I wanted everyone to speak, then we'll talk about our meetings. But we're in Lagos. We meet online on the third Sundays of the month, and physically we meet at Ikeja in Lagos at Lagos Academy on Saturday, second Saturdays of the month.
Oh, okay. So I hope you don't mind if I join you online every third Sunday
Oh,
of the.
sure, we don't mind. Toastmasters is a free club meeting. You can join any club, and like your members advise you, the more you join other clubs, the better you become. Like I usually tell people, don't stay in your club, don't be a local champion. Advance, go to other clubs, play roles, give
You
speeches.
can join my club
And
as
then
well.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, DTM.
Can we join your conference online?
Okay, we're going to find out about that. And if there is a link, we will share the link.
Okay, thank you. I hope you all will
Thank
come and
you.
join. I'll give you my information. You all can join my club as well.
Okay, please do share with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Austin. Hi, Austin. You'd like to speak with us?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, my name is Austin Ifeanyi, a Toastmaster with Ikeja Toastmasters Club. It's my first time here. I got the invite from my chat room, so I just thought to join to get a feel of what happens in the LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club. Unfortunately, I joined very late, but what I've heard has been very good stories, and I'll try to join regularly just to get more and more with regards to knowing Toastmasters and becoming better with speaking and communication. So the little I heard was very great, and I guess.
Oh, we lost Austin. His network took him off. Okay, thank you, Austin. Thank you. Do we have any other guests who would like to speak before we call the meeting to a close?
Thank you. Good night. It's already midnight. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, sir. Sam Chris, would you like to say anything about our meeting? Okay.
No, it's very
Since
interesting.
we want to thank you all for coming, for joining us. Thank you for making our time to be with us. We're looking forward to having you join us. And please do feel free to share your meeting links with us as well. We're always open to joining other clubs and partnering with other clubs. Thank you so kindly. At this junction, I'd like to call on a Toastmaster to please move for adjournment of this meeting.
I am Imabong for joining this meeting.
Thank you so kindly, Toastmaster Imabong. Who is seconding the motion for the adjournment?
I can second the motion.
Okay, thank you so kindly, DTM Harriet, and thank you for all the sacrifice you make for the club. Thank you. With that, the meeting is called to a close. Thank you, everyone, and do have a wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you in Abuja.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, see you in Abuja. Thank you.
I won't be there.
Okay.
Spiritually, I'll be there.
I will arrive till Tuesday evening.
Oh, you will arrive on Tuesday evening. Okay. I would be there on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
I'll be there on Tuesday morning. Yeah. DTM Harriet, we hope we can share the link with you so you can watch the contest.
Yeah, is
How
it
is
free?
your own contest going?
Oh,
I think it is.
Is it free? Because usually they're not free.
I think so. Okay,
Okay, that's
I'll
okay.
find out. I'm not so sure.
It's okay
Not
if
so
it's
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
If
my
it's
contest, no, my district was done 2 weeks ago. I'm in the regional quarters right now, so I'm just waiting.
Oh wow. Oh
Just
wow. We're looking forward to having you go to the finals, to see you go to the finals and get the
Region
cup.
Thank you. Region 4 is tough though.
Congratulations, our superstar, dear Marriott.
Oh, thank you.
Region 4 is tough. You are tougher, DTM Harriet.
Yeah.
You are
Okay,
tougher.
I like that.
You are tougher.
Yeah, we'll find out in
We wish
July.
you all the best.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Please
and
do
enjoy
share us the link so that we can at least, if there are links to some of these contests, would like to just join in.
I think the regional quarter is just a video. They just take the video from the district and they just decide who's going to be the top 2 winners.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, then you go to the semifinal. So I'm just waiting to see if I made the top 2. And if not, it's okay. I'll have to come back.
Congratulations ahead. I'm optimistic that you would make it.
Congratulations. We know you made it. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I like the energy.
Toastmaster Clem, congratulations on the success of this meeting as well. We're almost
great.
there. We have
Okay.
just 2 meetings to
Bye-bye.
go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, Toastmaster Rebecca. We have 2 meetings to go, people. We have just 2 meetings to go. DTM Harriet, did you see the list of our new ESCOs?
I did. Very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. We have new set of ESCOs and they are really willing to work. Toastmaster Mabong is also, Toastmaster Clem, I forgot to mention, Toastmaster Mabong has offered to assist you in the role of the treasurer.
Yeah.
So you have an assistant treasurer.
That's exciting.
We have new members who are willing to serve and assist the offices. We have new members who are willing to serve. So we're planning on having training for them. Then we can now put them all out there. But we believe they would do excellently well.
Yeah. Did you get the award? Because what is it, the Smidley Award, where you get 5 members within a short time? You're gonna get that, right? What is that award?
Oh, really?
I can't remember. You get 5 members within until June or something. You get something.
Oh wow! That means we're gonna get it then. We have.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
4 new.
Is it 4? You need 1 more. I can't remember what it is.
We need one. Yeah, we have 1 member who wants to join. So she's going to pay this week. Then she'll be joining us.
Yeah, I think there's an award for getting 5 within the last. I cannot remember the name. So that's good. More ribbons for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
We're going to bring the
are you
ribbon
open
home.
to taking more mentees now that we're getting new members?
Oh yeah, I have my winner. I'm just not gonna brag, but I will. Did really well. I'm so proud of her. And she was a facilitator today. So she doesn't need me. She's really good. She doesn't need me anymore.
Yeah.
She's
really good. Are you hoping to take up more mentees from the club?
Like how many? I don't want to put too much on my plate. I can take
Maybe
1 more for
1,
now.
2? One more. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
take 1.
fine.
As long as
you have a guy
listen.
coming your way. You have
A
a guy
gentleman?
coming your way. Yes, a gentleman.
Okay, yeah.
And he is looking forward to. He said he wants to be an international speech winner.
Oh, all my mentees always win, so always do.
So let him go there and be your mentee and get us the cup.
Okay, I'll train him. I'll polish him. My last mentee that I worked with actually competed against me at district. I was like, I overtrained you. I wanted to trip him.
Wow.
It was actually good to see my own mentee competing against me. And I was hoping he would beat me. But he was, I think he lost by 1 vote to be number 3. So he did good.
Wow.
Really good. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anybody
Well
wants
done,
to
DT
win, come
Mary.
on down. I'll train you.
We're coming. I'm coming. I'm going for the international speech contest next year.
Oh,
So I'm
good.
coming to you.
Yes, I
I'm
hope all
coming.
of us try it out. You have to. But next year is going to be in person. There won't be any virtual. So it's going to be difficult for me to actually come to compete here with the club. So it'll be difficult.
Oh,
Everything's going to be in person
okay.
next year. Only at the club
Oh,
level it can
wow.
be virtual, and everything else to be in person. Hopefully, Toastmaster
Oh, wow.
International will change that because people are complaining it's not fair.
Are they going to sponsor the persons if they win?
Oh, if you
So
win,
why?
and if you know, so you know how you do area, division, and district, you have to be in person. You can't do virtual anymore. That's what they're saying. So
Yeah,
it's
we
like,
did that here in our division this year. From the area, it was in person. The division was in person. We did that already. We started that this year.
okay,
It
so
was
for
in
you, there'll
person.
be no difference. But in that case, I couldn't compete in the club.
Okay.
So it kind of, it's unfair for some people who can't travel to get to their location. So it's like, okay, so I would have to compete in my own district only. I couldn't go everywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you
Okay.
do win
Yeah,
internationally, they pay for all your fees to get there. Like any of your district winner, they'll pay for their fees to fly there, but not your accommodation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can stay outside the hotel if you don't you have nowhere to stay, but you're there.
Okay.
You made it. Where do I stay? Yeah.
That's good.
Doesn't make
That's good.
sense. So I guess it's up to the club to decide to maybe they can fundraise for the winner. Most people will do that. My club will do that I shouldn't say when. But most of it is my cost. It's expensive to go to Anaheim. US is expensive. The dollar value, woo, it's ridiculous.
Then talk more of how it is in Nigeria. I mean, dollar to naira is crazy. DT Marriott, you don't want to know.
Oh, really?
Please stop the live video. Sorry. Please end the live video.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on. I don't think it's taping. I don't see it.
Can still see the YouTube link.
Yeah.